Hello viewers, I am Mr. Dilip Kumar Pal, stands before you with an important topic of fourth semester of degree level, that is nuclear non-proliferation regime. So far as nuclear non-proliferation regime is concerned, in this video, two aspects of it are given importance. Number one, meaning of non-proliferation regime and what steps were taken or what steps were initiated to control nuclear weapons, or what steps were taken for non-proliferation regime to control nuclear weapons. Viewers, I request you that my channel is an academic channel, and in this channel, plus 2 first year political science, plus 2 second year political science, plus 3 first semester, second semester, third semester, and plus 3 fourth semester political science honors courses are available. Any topic you want, just write my name Dilip Kumar Pal and name the topic. The video relating to that topic will be available. So my viewers, now just enjoy the video. Nuclear non-proliferation regime. I request you to watch this video till the end and request your friends to subscribe my channel so that students will be benefited. Let us start. What is non-proliferation regime? Nuclear non-proliferation regime. What do you mean by nuclear non-proliferation regime? It means from which year, from which time nations have realized not to have nuclear weapons. Just like human beings became conscious in certain time, in a similar manner, in which year or in which time nations became conscious not to go for nuclear weapons. Let us start. Nuclear age started in the year 1945 when America made atomic explosion, followed by Russia in 1949, Britain 1952, France 1960, China 1954, India 1974. Nuclear age started in the year 1945 when America made atomic explosion. America not only made atomic explosion, but America dropped atomic bomb on 6th August on Hiroshima, 6th August 1945 on Hiroshima, and 9th August 1945 on Nagasaki. When these bombs were dropped, nations for the first time came to realize the terribleness of nuclear weapons. When on 6th August 1945, atom bomb was dropped on Hiroshima, at the time 66,000 people died on the spot and 69,000 people were injured. Total affected were 1,30,000. And the bomb which was used, known as Little Boy, and the plane which was used, known as Enola Gay, it was B-29 bomber. And when another nuclear bomb was dropped on Nagasaki on 9th August 1945, 39,000 people died on the spot. 25 64,000 people were injured. Total 64,000 people were injured. And the name of the bomb was Fat Man. And the name of the plane was Buck Scar. It was also B-29 bomber. So when atomic bombs were used on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, at that time, nations of the world came to know for the first time how nuclear bombs were terrible and devastating. So nations started initiative to control nuclear weapons. So when initiatives were started, let us start. The first step was NPT, Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. It was signed in 1968. In 1968, Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty was signed. When it was signed, it was found that only 5 nations like America, Russia, Britain, France, China had nuclear weapons. Only 5 nations had nuclear weapons, others had not. So in the NPT it was mentioned that those nations had already nuclear weapons by the 1968, they should be allowed to possess nuclear weapons, and no other new nations will be allowed to possess nuclear weapons. And the objective of NPT are 3. Number 1 is, its objective is to make nuclear energy for peaceful purpose. Number 2, it wants to check manufacturing of nuclear weapons. And number 3, disarmaments. It wants to prohibit nations to manufacture deadly weapons. So the first initiative was NPT. The second initiative was AG, Australian groups. In 1985, Australia took the initiatives to have a conference on nuclear issue. Its meeting, the meeting was held in Brussels, Belgium. It was held in 1945. And when it was held, at the time there were 15 members, now its member is more than 40. The objective of the AG, Australian group, is to encourage nations not to give license to export of deadly nuclear devices, chemical devices, biological devices, animal pathogens and plant pathogens. The objective of the Australian group is to prohibit nations not to give license for the export of devices to manufacture chemical weapons, biological weapons, nuclear weapons, plant pathogen and animal pathogens. Plant pathogen means the weapon which will affect plants. Animal pathogen means the weapon which will create havoc among the human beings. The third initiative was MTCR, Missile Technology Control Regime. It was signed in 1987. The objective of Missile Technology Control Regime is to encourage nations not to give technology relating to missile manufacturing, which will help to transfer warheads to other nations. So the objective of MTCR, Missile Technology Control Regime, is to encourage not to give missile technology to other nations through which nuclear warheads can be fired. And number 4, NSG, Nuclear Supplier Group. It was formed in 1974. Its guidelines were published in 1978. The objective of NSG, Nuclear Supplier Group, is to encourage nations to trade nuclear energy for peaceful purpose. not for manufacturing of nuclear weapons. The objective of NSG is to advise nations or instruct nations not to transfer nuclear technology for manufacturing nuclear weapons. Rather, they can transfer nuclear technology for peaceful purposes. And number 5, Wassenaar arrangements. There was a meeting in Wassenaar in Netherlands, and in this meeting it was discussed that weapon export with greater responsibility. In the Wassenaar arrangements, the discussion was made in Wassenaar, which is in Netherlands. It was discussed that weapons will be given with greater responsibility. Nations may give weapons to other nations, keeping in watch with regional stability and international stability. They should give weapons with greater responsibility, attentively. Then, number 6, Janger Committee. Dr. Claude Janger of Switzerland, under him a committee was formed, and the committee discussed that nuclear export nuclear equipments with greater security in recipient facility. In Janger Committee, it was discussed that nuclear technology can be given by considering safeguards in the recipient facility. Whenever nuclear technology will be given by a nation to other nations, the nation which will give, it will see that the nation which will receive nuclear technology, it will have better safeguards. Again, CWC, Chemical Weapon Conventions, 1993. CWC, another initiative is the CWC, Chemical Weapon Conventions. It was held in 1993 in Paris. The object of the Chemical Weapon Convention is to prohibit technology and devices to manufacture chemical weapons of mass destruction. It discourages nations not to give technology and devices relating to chemical weapons to other nations. And number 8, global partnership. Number 8, global partnership against spread of weapons of mass destruction. 8 initiative is global partnership against spread of weapons of mass destruction. It was initiated by G8 nations in 2002. The object of this initiative is nuclear safety issues and disassembly of retired nuclear submarines. It was discussed that there should be nuclear safety in every country, and greater attention will be given when there will be de-assembly of retired nuclear submarines. It means when nuclear submarines will be retired, it will have to be de-assembly. It will have to be disassembly carefully, and nuclear safety measure will have to be taken by all nations in the nuclear organizations. And number 8, PSI, Proliferation Security Initiatives, 2003 by USA. In 2003, USA took an initiative known as Proliferation Security Initiative. And in this discussion, it was discussed that illegal trafficking of nuclear weapons by terrorists. It means steps must be taken how nuclear technologies and nuclear weapons will not be stolen by terrorists. It will have to be seen that nuclear technologies, nuclear weapons will not be in the hands of the terrorists. Finally, in the 10th initiative is the other initiatives. In other initiative will include two things: Nuclear Security Initiative by Security Council, Resolution 2004. In 2004, UN Security Council took a resolution about weapon of WMD will not be with the hands of terrorists. In 2004, UN Security Council discussed that weapons of mass destruction, WMD, will not be in the hands of terrorists. Again, nuclear security summits. In 2009, there was a nuclear security summit in Prague on the leadership of Barack Obama, then President of America. Again, in 2010, there was a nuclear summit in Washington on the leadership of Barack Obama. In these summits, it was discussed about the safety measures should be taken by all nations in the nuclear facilities. And it was discussed how nuclear weapons will not be in the hands of the terrorists. So these are all the 10th important initiatives in the nuclear non-proliferation regime. Now we see, after Cold War, what initiatives were taken? After the end of Cold War, after 1991, what initiatives were taken for the non-nuclear non-proliferation regime? What steps were taken to control nuclear weapons? Number one, NPT. After Cold War also, NPT still now is very active. It watches how nations will not manufacture nuclear weapons. It watches how nuclear energy, nuclear technology will be used for peaceful purposes. It also watches how nations will not manufacture deadly weapons. CTBT, it was signed in 1996. Its object is to prohibit nations not to make nuclear explosion, nuclear test. IAEA, International Atomic Energy Agency, it was for 1957. It is still now, it is active. Its object is to inspect nuclear facilities of different nations, whether they are manufacturing nuclear weapons or not. BWC, Biological Weapon Convention 1972. In 1972, Biological Weapon Convention was held and its ad hoc committee was formed in 1994. Its object is to prohibit nations not to manufacture biological weapons. Then fifth, Nuclear Export Committee, Younger Committee. Its object is also not to give license to export of weapon related technology. And number 6, OPCM, Organization of Prohibition of Chemical Weapons. It was formed in 1997. And under it, 25,000 nuclear facilities of 120 nations are under OPCM, Organization for Proliferation of Chemical Weapons. Its object is to discourage nations not to manufacture nuclear weapons. Under it, 25,000 nuclear facilities of 120 nations are under its control. It watches how nations will not manufacture chemical weapons. Finally, MTCR, Missile Technology Control Regime. It is also active. Its object is to not to allow nations to manufacture NBC, nuclear, biological and chemical weapons. The object of MTCR the objective of MTCR is to discourage nations not to transfer missile technology to other nations, because it will have to see that through missiles, nuclear, chemical and biological weapons cannot be fired. So in this video we have discussed what is the meaning of nuclear non-proliferation regime. Its meaning is when nations have decided not to go for nuclear weapons. It was after 1945 when America made nuclear weapon and used it against Japan in Japan's Hiroshima and Nagasaki city. And we have discussed what initiatives were taken. As many as we have discussed 10 important initiatives. Then we have discussed also after Cold War 7 initiatives were taken to control manufacturing of nuclear weapons. Thank you, my viewers. I hope you have enjoyed the video. I request you to watch this video till the end and collect important information. Again, I request, any topic you want, just write my name and the topic in YouTube. The video will be available. Thank you, viewers. I request you to subscribe my channel and request your friends so that your friends will be benefited to subscribe my channel. Thank you, viewers. Again, I will be here with another video. Till now, goodbye to all.